In the same location.
Yes.
Same outfits.
Wow.
We're filming 2 in a day.
So this is our
pick that up.
Yeah, this is our first official video where we talk about something. I'm really excited.
Yay! I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, what are we talking about today, Katelyn?
We're talking about finding yourself
Finding
and
yourself.
discovering yourself and learning who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we get started, I just want to say we do not have all the answers to anything, but we love to open up the discussion. And so hopefully we're going to talk about our experiences and trying to find ourselves at the very old age of 21 years old. and then hopefully you guys can learn something from it or contribute your own opinions and your own stories down in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you and continue this awesome, crazy discussion.
Yeah.
You know, finding yourself is crazy. Especially,
it's crazy.
especially like going like into college or like into the real life, because like for us obviously we're almost done with college and we're going into real life, so it's a lot of like, did we make the right decision in our career path? What's the next step? Because I know we're like moving out, we're getting jobs, but like what happens after that? And so it's really scary.
Yeah. But I feel like if it wasn't scary, then it wouldn't be worth doing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that feeling of what I found is like uncomfortableness actually being an amazing thing, because when you're scared and uncomfortable, sometimes that means that that's something that you really, really want to do. You don't want to ever do something that's too easy. You don't want to say, I'm going to follow this path because I know like it's not going to be an issue, it's going to be easy, I'm going to get to where I need to be. But where's the fun in that? You know, I'm taking risks. So definitely doing things that make you uncomfortable and a little bit scared are probably the right things you want to be doing. Because that's where the adventure is, that's where the journey is, and you never know what's going to happen. Like, where my life was a year ago, I would have no idea where my life is right now, but I know it's because I'm following things that interest me and things that I want to do, and all of a sudden, all these doors have been opened, and it's magical. It really is. It's like reading a storybook, and you'd never think it would happen to you by just following what you want to do.
Yeah.
And putting, like, here's my good intentions, I'm throwing them out in the world, and then opportunities come. You know? Yeah,
not only that, but I think... especially like the journey from coming from a small town to college for me especially was huge. Just like learning more. I learned so much more through other people about myself than I would have ever thought possible. Like through the community that I made at Michigan State, whether they be theater majors or my roommate's a psych major or like any of that kind of a thing. Just how much my life has opened up and how naive I was, like how closed-minded I was, but I didn't realize I was closed-minded. Like I thought that I was a relatively open-minded person, and then I got to college and realized that... You experienced
new people,
new perspectives, I had no idea.
You spent all your life, probably in the same school district, in going through middle school, high school, knowing the same people, and then you go to college, especially when it's big as Michigan State, it's like 50,000 plus kids, and there's like so many people to learn from, and so many... at least for me, when I got there, I was like, I didn't know I could follow that as a career. I didn't know I could do a club that does this or volunteer for this organization. Like, and then you take that step, and who knows what'll happen? Who knows what'll happen? And that's all part of you finding yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing, is taking those journeys that you're like, oh, I don't know where this is going to end up, but I'm going to do it. That's the times that I've learned the most about myself, when I was like, this seems kind of weird.
Let's see what happens.
I'm excited about it, so I might as well try it and see what happens. Absolutely. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I feel a little uncomfortable.
Exactly.
But yeah, you learn so much more about yourself.
Yeah, because like even you find yourself in ways that you had no idea you were ever gonna find yourself. If that makes any kind of sense.
No, for sure.
Let me try that again. So it's like you find things out about yourself that you never knew were a part of you just by trying new things. And so it's like, if you ever feel stuck, because there have been many times I've been like, man, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going down the right path, and I'm like second guessing everything, and I'm freaking out. It's like you lay awake in bed at night, you're staring at the ceiling like, what am I doing with my life? And it's really just, take whatever interests you, and take that terrifying step forward, and then seeing where you fall.
Yeah.
Because you never know. You never know what can happen. Do you have any like personal anecdotes of like a story that you were like, you were questioning whether what you wanted to do was really what you wanted to do, and so you took that step, and then all of a sudden like everything changed and you found yourself, if you will?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a story like that?
Oh, yeah. I freshman year was a part of the musical called Hair, which is the second time that I've done it, but I love the show incredibly. And one of the people that was on the team, was a wonderful, incredible woman who was very hippie, and we used to do daily meditation in rehearsals, and I had no idea how much that would change my life, because I think I held subconsciously a lot of my anxiety. Like, I didn't realize that it was in the forefront until I was meditating every morning for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I realized how much calmer I felt about my day after doing that. And we're probably going to do a whole video about like meditation and hippie stuff later, because that's all my stuff. But I think I had no idea. I just, in that simple time, I learned so much about who I was, what I wanted to be doing, where I wanted to end up, like what kinds of shows I wanted to be doing as an artist, or what kinds of projects that I wanted to be involved in. I had no idea that I had such a love for protest theater, for example. And I always knew that I was involved in social change and wanting to create equality on this planet for everybody. But I didn't know the extent of that in my gut until I was doing it 5 or 10 nights, 10 shows a week, whatever. So, yeah, I think just because I was open and I just kind of allowed the whole experience to happen, I tried to come in with no preconceived notions about what the rehearsal process was going to be, what the show was going to be, and I really just tried to take everything in as it came, and I think that I learned so much about myself in that first year. I had no idea that I had such a love of being hippie, like meditating and crystals and all that kind of thing. I had no idea until I was just open and let it happen.
Yeah, and not saying that you are all going to be hippies and into crystals.
Not everyone's 60 kids.
But it's always that little spark of interest,
yeah.
You know? And you're like, oh, let's check this out. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, look at this whole new world of things I can immerse myself in.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah, I guess for me, it's I've always been into teaching theater. I absolutely love it. So when I first got to Michigan State, as a freshman, the only opportunity that they had to be involved in educational theater was with a group called Fourth Wall Theater Company that taught performing arts to students with autism. And I knew that like that was really scary. Like, I never worked with kids with autism or other intellectual disabilities, and so I was really nervous. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm gonna mess things up. It was really uncomfortable for me. But I took the step and I volunteered with the organization and like absolutely fell in love with it. And now I'm going on my 3rd year of actually working for the company and going out and teaching classes. And it's really been like the greatest part of my week is when I get to go in that classroom and get to teach theater to these amazing, amazing kids. And that I've actually turned that into, with my theater major, turning it into a career opportunity of trying to create more types of art forms for this population. And so it was really just that step because I was so scared. Yeah. I was like, back then I was like, I just want to be, straight up theater teacher. I just want to teach. And then when it was like teach to this population that doesn't have access to the arts as much, I was really nervous. But you just go for it, and you never know what will happen. I didn't know that I was going to be going down the paths with this opportunity that I am now. I never would have been that freshman year. If you would have told me where I am now with that freshman year, I would have been like, you're crazy. That's not possible.
Yeah.
It's cool.
No, it's crazy. I mean, even being theater majors, like, our lives have changed so much. Like, I've known that I wanted to do theater. I told my grandma that I wanted to be a singer and an actress at 4 years old, and I've never changed my mind because I am stubborn. But even like being an actual theater major at Michigan State was so wildly different than everything that I'd ever dreamed of being. And like a lot of people say, like, it's not it's a very risky major. It's not a normal major. There's no job security, all that kind of a thing. But I took the risk because it felt good in my gut, and I was like, this is all that I want to do. And I've met so many incredible people and done so many incredible things that I would have had... surprise you?
Whoa.
That I had no idea that I ever could have experienced. It's been insane.
Yeah,
Absolutely insane.
And riding off of that, like, it doesn't even matter, like, we're both theater majors, obviously, and we're really biased to, like, this is a great career field. But, like, anything, especially people going into college, or people just trying to decide career choices, like, any field that you want to go into, if anyone says, oh, what's the job security like? Or, like, what can you do with that? When people say that and say that there's no jobs out there, it's because they're not in that industry, and they don't know. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, I went to the theater major, like, hesitant, and I was like, well, I don't know, I gotta get this background plan ready, mm-hmm. But then, like, just being involved with it and working hard at what I love, you're immersed in the world, and you find all these opportunities to create a career out of yourself, to find yourself. So people that say, oh, don't do that, that's not the right thing to do, they don't know anything about that, you know? And so, but you can have that chance if you take that opportunity. And I think that's really important. That's what a lot of people get scared of.
Yeah. Well, and I think even if you don't know what you want to do, that's cool too. I know a lot of people that have come into college and taken a lot of majors and done lots of things and, found themselves later along the journey or are still looking to find themselves. I think everyone's journey to finding yourself is different, and there's no timeline for when it has to be done, you know? Like, I feel like people feel like, once I turn 22, I have to start looking at where I want to settle down for the rest of my life. I need to start figuring out who I'm going to get married to and when we're going to have kids. And I think if you're still discovering who you are and you have no idea what you want, who you want to be with, any of that kind of a thing, there's no rush. Take your time.
You're living life.
Yeah, have
Enjoy
every experience.
The short amount of time you're on this planet.
Yeah.
You know? Don't say, like, well, I have to figure everything out by 22, because you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. Talk to any adult with their lives set, and they're still going to be like, oh, I still don't know what I'm doing with my life.
No, that's so real. Yeah.
It's a journey, and you got to have fun. Smartly
have fun.
Because that's a word. But
we're only theater majors. No, I'm kidding. We should definitely edit that
out. I'm definitely keeping that in.
I hate you.
But seriously, like, finding yourself is so much fun, and just allow yourself to have that fun. And it's gonna be scary at times, but just take the risk, and you never know what might happen.
Yeah, and take every opportunity as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
All of the smart ones. I'm kidding. But, like, take all of the ones that aren't going to, hurt you and, mentally break you down, that kind of thing. But go take the weird opportunities too. Take that random road trip, because you'll learn so much, at least I have learned so much more about myself from doing those odd experiences that I didn't even know if I wanted to try, or I didn't know if I thought that would be a cool thing for me. And it totally ended up for the best.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
You'd be, like, dragged along to something like, oh, I really don't want to do this, and then you discover something about it. It's like, oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, one of my high school girlfriends didn't want to do theater. She thought it was stupid, and I dragged her and a couple of our friends to the audition, and she was the only one that actually stayed. But she kind of fell in love with theater.
You never know, and it won't always be theater. It could be anything.
That's just our limited experience.
That's just our limited experience. Yeah. Yes, but But man, is it fun? Is it fun to find yourself? When you get that breakthrough moment when you're like, wow!
I had no idea about that.
I love this! Like, it's the greatest feeling ever.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it genuinely makes you rethink everything else about your life. Like, God, if I didn't know that about that, then maybe I would learn something totally new about the types of food that I like to eat. Or, I don't know. That was the only one that came to mind. But, yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Have fun doing it.
Have fun.
Would be our advice.
Oh my gosh. Have fun. Find something that is fun for you. Mm-hmm. The rest is history.
Yeah.
That's our little ramble on finding yourself.
I think that's what we
Hopefully you took something away from that. Please join the discussion. We want to know what you think. Tell us your stories about finding yourself. Put that in the comments down below. We might reopen the discussion later on. I would love to. Would be cool. With more people, not just two theater majors talking about our experience in the theater, but something that other people can connect to.
Well, and it would be fun if we could, like, come back and do this video in, like, 2 or 3 years. Like, hey, we've learned so much more from graduating college, because we're doing that in a year or two.
But it's going to be fun. It's a journey. Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. That's all we got for you.
Cool.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah,
Share,
you.
subscribe, all the good
like,
things.
all the cool things.
Thank you so much.
Yay.